Jaron Boots Ennis recently teased exciting news about his next bout on social media, sparking speculation among boxing fans. He is reportedly in advanced negotiations to face WBO welterweight champion Brian Norman Jr. in a high-stakes unification fight. The anticipated showdown at 147 pounds is rumored to take place on November 9th in Philadelphia. According to Norman Jr.'s father, the fight is 99% confirmed, with only the final agreement between Top Rank and IBF welterweight champion Ennis promoters at Matchroom remaining. Ennis views this fight as a critical step toward achieving undisputed champion status. His promoter, Eddie Hearn, is pushing for the unification bout rather than a mandatory defense against IBF challenger Karen Chikadzeyan. Ennis decisively defeated Chikadzeyan by unanimous decision in a 12-round match on January 7, 2023, with all three judges scoring it 120 to 108. However, continuing to defend his title against lesser-known opponents could stall his rise to stardom. Unlike fighters like Ryan Garcia or Shakur Stevenson, Ennis doesn't actively engage on social media to boost his profile, making high-profile fights essential for his career growth. If Norman Jr. manages to upset Ennis, it would be a significant blow to Hearn's plans. Hearn signed Ennis with the expectation that he was backing a future superstar. A loss would echo the disappointment Hearn experienced after signing two-time 140 pounds champion Regis Prograis, only to see him convincingly defeated by Devin Haney last December. Since turning pro in 2016, Ennis has been groomed for greatness, with promoters rolling out the red carpet. However, his path to stardom has been slower than expected, partly due to top welterweights like Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. showing little interest in fighting him. Additionally, the current lack of depth in the welterweight division has further hampered his progress. His Excellency Turki Alalshik has announced that the highly anticipated bout between Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois, set for September 21st at London's Wembley Stadium, has officially sold out all 90,000 seats. This event is shaping up to be one of the most significant in recent boxing history, with both fighters bringing intense energy to the ring. IBF heavyweight champion Daniel Dubois has shown a remarkable transformation under Turki's promotion, making him a formidable opponent for Joshua. On fight night, Joshua might face a serious challenge as Dubois, at 26 years old, fights with a renewed vigor that could render AJ's experience insignificant. Comparisons have been made between Joshua and an aging car with high mileage, suggesting that his years in the sport might work against him. Although promoter Eddie Hearn has worked to rebuild Joshua's image by matching him against easier opponents, this strategy may not be effective when facing a younger and hungrier Dubois, who is eager to prove himself. A quick knockout in Dubois' favor within the first 3 rounds wouldn't be surprising, especially if Joshua, as expected, engages in a high-risk battle from the outset. This could trigger Dubois' killer instinct, potentially leading to a stunning early finish. For Joshua and his supporters, this fight offers a massive platform at Wembley Stadium to witness his comeback live. However, the visibility could turn negative if the 34-year-old Joshua is knocked out by the IBF heavyweight champion Dubois. A loss could derail his plans for a much-anticipated clash with Tyson Fury next year, a match that could become one of the sport's biggest events if both fighters emerge victorious in their upcoming fights. Fury is slated to face WBA, WBC, and WBO heavyweight champion Oleksandr Usyk in a rematch on December 21st, a fight many believe, including myself, Fury could lose. Joshua's recent victories over lower-tier opponents do little to convince critics that he's truly rebounded from his consecutive losses to Usyk. Beating these fighters only proves that Joshua can handle competition he could have dominated even before turning professional. To claim that Joshua has truly matured as a fighter, he would need to decisively overcome top contenders like Usyk, Martin Bakol, Joseph Parker, Zhilei Zhang, Dubois, and, ultimately, Tyson Fury. The WBO has mandated that 154 pounds champion Sebastian Fundora must defend his title against interim champ Terrence Crawford in a potential unification bout. The fighters now have a 30-day window to negotiate terms before the WBO steps in with a purse bid. However, this directive from the WBO may ultimately be in vain, as the likelihood of Crawford and Fundora coming to an agreement seems minimal at best. Crawford, at 36 years old, has his sights set solely on a lucrative bout with Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds, prioritizing a massive payday and what he perceives as a legacy-defining fight in the twilight of his career. A clash with Fundora presents significant risks for Crawford, given Fundora's considerable size, power, relentless work rate, and youthful energy. Crawford's best days are arguably behind him, and he's no longer the dominant force he once was at 154 pounds. Compared to his earlier stints at 147, 140, and 135, his recent inactivity hasn't done him any favors either. A fight with Fundora could end disastrously for Crawford, potentially derailing his ambitions of securing the golden parachute payday against Canelo. For a fighter like Crawford, who is seeking a lucrative exit from the sport, a defeat at the hands of Fundora could spell the end of those dreams. Crawford is now a fading star, his once formidable talents waning as he edges closer to the end of his career. Taking on Fundora doesn't offer Crawford the financial reward he's after. In fact, he could earn more facing Jaron Boots Ennis, yet even that pales in comparison to the jackpot he's chasing with a Canelo fight. Crawford remains hopeful that His Excellency Turki Alalshik can orchestrate the Canelo bout, with the Mexican superstar reportedly open to the fight for the right financial terms. In contrast, Fundora poses a dangerous threat to Crawford, likely battering him more severely than he did Erickson Lubin and Tim Tszyu. Crawford's usual strategy of relying on his jab, as he did against Israel Madrimov, would be ineffective against Fundora's towering frame, leaving Crawford vulnerable throughout the match. If Crawford seeks a jabbing duel, he would be outclassed by Fundora's reach and skill, while Canelo views Crawford as an easy opponent. Based on Crawford's recent underwhelming performance against Madrimov, this assessment may be accurate. At 168 pounds, Crawford would be out of his depth, and he's already struggling at 154. Unless Crawford changes his stance, the World Boxing Organization may need to seek another contender to challenge Fundora. Should Crawford surprisingly accept the match, Fundora may consider vacating his WBO title. The WBC and WBO champion is eyeing a more favorable and financially rewarding bout against Errol Spence next. At 26, Fundora sees a fight with Spence as a more winnable challenge and a bigger draw on PPV, given Spence's higher profile compared to Crawford. His Excellency Turki Alalshik is optimistic that next month's event, featuring the IBF heavyweight champion Daniel Dubois facing off against Anthony Joshua, could set a new attendance record for a boxing match on September 21st at Wembley Stadium in London, England. The current record, set by the Tyson Fury vs. Dillian Whyte match, drew an impressive 94,000 spectators at Wembley on April 23, 2022. Although tickets are still available for the highly anticipated Joshua vs. Dubois bout, there's a strong possibility that the event will be completely sold out by September 21st. British boxing enthusiasts are eagerly awaiting this showdown, driven by the hope of witnessing 34-year-old Joshua revive his career, aiming to secure his third heavyweight title and position himself for a future clash with Tyson Fury. The question on everyone's mind: will the vintage Joshua make a comeback? Fans across the UK are curious to see if Joshua can rediscover the form that made him a dominant force in the ring years ago. This desire to see a revitalized AJ is a major factor driving ticket sales. Since 2019, Joshua has faced significant challenges, including 3 losses and a period where his career appeared to be on the decline, particularly after his second defeat to Alexander Usyk in 2022. Promoter Eddie Hearn has played a key role in keeping Joshua's career afloat through strategic matchmaking. However, questions remain about whether Joshua is truly back to his best, especially given that his recent opponents have been criticized as being far from elite. The upcoming fight against Dubois will be a critical test, determining whether Joshua can return to his peak form reminiscent of 2013. Yet, many doubt whether it's possible for Joshua to fully regain his former glory, considering the physical toll his body has endured, especially the damage to his chin and issues with stamina. His 2012 Olympic gold medal win still sparks debate, and some believe that if Vladimir Klitschko had his legendary trainer Emanuel Stewart, who passed away in 2012, in his corner during their 2017 bout, Joshua might not have emerged victorious. Opinions are divided on the undercard for the Joshua vs. Dubois event. While British fans are largely satisfied with the lineup, American viewers are less impressed, seeing the undercard fighters as being more suited to domestic bouts rather than making a significant impact on the global stage. The undercard includes Tyler Denny vs. Hamza Shiraz, Anthony Kakase vs. Josh Warrington, Liam Smith vs. Josh Kelly, Joshua Buatsi vs. Wiley Hutchinson, Mark Chamberlain vs. Josh Padley. subscribe. Please like and comment. This is very important for the development of the channel. See you later.